So today we're going to be solving a problem where we multiply a whole number by a fraction. So our word problem is going to be, Jessica has 18 marbles. She gives a third of them to Joshua. How many marbles does Joshua have? So if Jessica has 18 marbles and she gives Joshua a third of her marbles, we need to find out how many marbles does Joshua have. So in order to do this, we're first going to do our set model. So we have our whole, in this case, is 18. So we know that when we're dealing with 1/3, we can divide our whole into 3 equal parts. So if we have 3 equal parts, and we need to take 18 and divide it equally among 3, we can place our counters into these 3 equal circles. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oops. Okay, so here we have 18 counters, and they're divided up equally into 3 groups. As you can see, there are 6 in each group. So when you're looking at a fraction, the definition is that this is how many parts you're interested, or I'm gonna cut that out. Okay. When you're looking at a fraction, your bottom number is how many equal-sized parts you're dividing your whole into. And this is how many parts we are interested in. So if we have 3 equal-sized parts, we are only going to be interested in one of those parts. So if this is one of our 3 parts, we can count how many counters are in this one part, and that will give us how many marbles Joshua has left. So as you can see here, we have 6 counters in our circle. So Joshua, therefore, has 6 marbles. So that was our set model. And now we're gonna do our linear model. Whoops. I'm gonna cut that out too. Cut out the erasing part. Okay. So now we're gonna do our linear model. So when you do the linear model using fraction tiles, you always want to start with one whole, which is shown here. So this is our whole, and we're going to be dividing our whole into 3 equal parts. So as you can see, those are equivalent. So since we're only interested in one of the 3 equal parts, we are going to take our number line and divide it into 3 parts. So as you can see, these are all equal. So we're going to start at 0. And since we know Jessica has 18 marbles, that's going to be our ending number on our number line. So when you take 18 and divide it into 3 equal parts, 18 divided by 3 is 6. So we're going to have 6, and then when you go up 6, you're going to have 12, and then 18. So each of these little segments here are 6 units. So if we're looking at one of our 3 parts, it because remember 1 is the number of parts that we're interested in. If we're looking at one of those parts, we can say that Joshua has 6 marbles. A common misconception when you're working with fractions is that students are taught that this number is the part and this is the whole. But as we know from this problem, our whole was 18. So if students are working by that definition of fractions, they could end up writing that the answer is 6 over 18, which we know is not correct. The answer is just 6. So it's important to remind students that we are looking for the value of one part of a whole that has been divided into 3 equal parts. So if we're just looking for one part of the whole that has been divided into 3 equal parts, we can say that our answer is going to be 6, not 6/18.